Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look here at Matic, seeing what's going on. It got a nice little drop here in the last couple of hours. Bitcoin's pulled back from that 46,000 to 45,000 range. And as it pulls back, Bitcoin dominance is increasing. All coins are coming down. So it's kind of that natural, normal sell-off, you could say, that occurs with most profitable coins. Even coins that aren't profitable, but for the most part, coins like this here, where there's some profits left to be taken, are absolutely pulling back. So that's actually a good thing when you think about it here. If you're new to the channel, though, keep in mind I'm not a financial advisor. I do love to teach people to trade. I hope you can learn something here today, of course. And if you want to learn a lot more, jumping over to our Discord, we got some really awesome traders in there. But also, I offer trading signals and academy as well for our trading university here. So in other words, you can learn as much as you want. You can benefit from these trade signals here. All great stuff, of course. Took some nice profits from RDNT, 30% in 1 day. SNX, 56% in 1 day. And of course, Solana, 36% in 3 days. Oh, there was a graph trade as well at about 10 days also. But you got to keep in mind, we saw $1.1 billion in price action come into Bitcoin yesterday. And the price just shot straight up and broke that key level resistance. And a lot of coins took off because of it. So good stuff there, honestly. Keep in mind too, these little X marks the spots here are basically just entry targets that we're shooting for. This is hypothetically a good entry level, but we want to verify it's worth taking entry. Because again, Bitcoin pulling back, we want to see how this stabilizes here first. So let's start with some liquidation levels on Matic and kind of go from there. If we take a look, of course, we can see some lower liquidation levels here at about 93, 94 cents. We've talked about that previously not being at risk, but now they might be. And what I mean by that is we're halfway or 2/3 of the way towards that price action. So there's potential we could see a liquidity sweep. So just be mindful of that if you're using leverage or liquidation that has some liquidation in that level. It's important to take profits when you can. And I would say, careful now, but truth is you should have taken profits already, right? Like for us with Matic, we took some profit yesterday. I think it was somewhere in the range of 25-30% when we hit that $1.02 mark. And again, we took majority of our profit out. We're letting the rest ride, adjust our stop loss to break even. Really just the standard rinse and repeat action there. But at this point here, if you are in a situation where that's your liquidation level, just be mindful that it could be swept. There's a strong concentration once again at $1.10. I still feel like that's going to get hit as well. It's just a matter of which order we're in. Good news is we got this previous support and resistance zone roughly here at about 98.2, round number 98 cents. That's holding strong so far with Bitcoin pulling back. Once again, Bitcoin pulled back pretty aggressively here in just a short amount of time, and that causes a pretty big knee-jerk reaction in the market. So if Bitcoin were to drop below 45K, which I think is less likely, we could very well see the price continue lower. So just be mindful of that. It's pretty significant difference there. From top to bottom, we're looking at about 5 or 6%. Bitcoin only came back down about half of that. So looking at the daily, let's go ahead and work our way down and see. That hasn't changed too much from last night. Everything's still looking pretty strong on the daily. We've got, MACD still diverging a little bit, not super strong there. Traditional RSI, money flow index are all coming down. We do have a stochastic divergence, which does tell us we have a shift in momentum a little bit, but it's not a 100% guarantee. Just kind of a little premature, like heads up, hey, here's what's going on. And if we look at our stochastic on the 4-hour, we're diverging. That's pretty standard for this kind of pullback, but we're tentatively holding above 50. So when the RSI hits 50, it typically correlates with a support level on the price action, which we've already identified here, which is this level here roughly at about 98 cents even. So 98 is an important level to hold. If we close above that today, we could be and should be in good shape, but we are seeing the MACD trying to diverge here, of course, but that's also standard when the price drops by 5% in a couple of hours, okay? So this is not abnormal behavior at all, but the key takeaway here, we still got our ascending trend line here with the 20-day SMA and the 50. That's so far a very, very good sign, okay? So am I saying we take a long position right now? Not necessarily. Let's double check a couple things first. But I am still saying that we're validating this uptrend and things are still looking pretty positive. I guess that's the takeaway here. Furthermore, though, if we take a look at the lagging span that's intersecting the price action, typically a sign to close your long position. Furthermore, too, conversion line and the baseline, they're roughly at the same. They're intersecting. Not a great sign, and we're kind of traveling within the cloud-ish, unless the price pulls back pretty significantly here. We're going to be in a situation where a short position might be more viable here in the next 12 to 24 hours. I want to emphasize the word might be viable, okay? It's not a guarantee. And just because we're closing our long positions, doesn't mean you open a short position. You got to recognize you don't need to always be trading to well, okay, there's probably some people that have to always be trading just to feel that thrill. There are probably people that drive motorcycles and have a little bit more thrilling lifestyles, right? Me personally, I don't get a thrill out of getting liquidated. I like to be able to sustain profit and continue to grow my portfolio. So all that said, if you are considering a long position right now, just know it's slightly risky. Yes, this is a good buying point potentially, but it all hinges on Bitcoin pulling back up to that 46,000 range and or not dropping any further. Okay, I don't think it will drop any further, but just know there is a risk involved with taking a trade right now, and I'm not willing to take that risk. It's exactly why our trade is still open from our previous swing trade, because the TA is still holding strong. Okay, that's where we're at. All right, folks, so I hope that makes sense. I described that correctly. Again, if you haven't already, please like, follow, subscribe, the whole 9 yards. Also, make sure you check out Bitunix, phenomenal exchange. Highly recommended, no VPN or KYC required. Use my link to register to get significant benefits, but also trading competitions and a handful of other features too. They are a really, really good exchange. I'm super thankful for them. Thanks again, Bitunix, and thank you too for just being an awesome part of my life. If you want to jump on over to our Discord, of course, there is a general chat. We have a good free group here as well. You don't have to pay for my signals if that's not your thing. That's perfectly fine. But if you are considering that, just know we have a limit on the amount of new subscribers here soon. So keep that in mind. Hope you have a great rest of your day, though. Either way, thanks again for your time. We'll see you the next one. Take care.